So Jolene, I met with Dennis this week and learned more about my human design.
Oh, that's great. It's really helpful, isn't it?
It is.
Like the light bulb goes off, like, oh, why didn't I know about this when I was 5 years old? I could have.
Oh, that's true.
But we know now, so we can use it moving forward. What
Yes,
did
like
you
I told
about?
him.
What was the most enlightening thing that you learned about yourself?
I'd say that I guess some of the experimenting I do and failing and learning from it is sort of by design rather than just me goofing up.
Mm-hmm. So what is your design?
So I'm a generator and a 1-3.
Okay.
So that's investigator, experimenter, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And sometimes I do more experimenting than getting it right, but again, it's by design, and also some of the conflict that I've caused myself by not. As a matter of fact, it's already helped me recently. An opportunity will present itself, and it's just like you said, Dennis. If I'm kind of like, I don't know, that means no.
Yeah.
You know? So that has helped me because that's helped me with some decisions and being kind of more truthful.
Amazing.
To everyone.
Great.
What type are you, Jolene?
I'm a projector, and oh gosh, it's been a while since I looked, but I think I'm a 4/6. Do you remember, Dennis? I don't remember.
No, sorry.
I think I'm 4/6. What is a 4/6? I'll know if I hear it.
Networker and role model.
Networker. I don't think that's right then.
Opportunist role model.
Opportunist. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the word networker better. Opportunist is kind of like.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Opportunists, just like martyr, can have a negative connotation sometimes in modern language.
Yeah, it's funny the weight that certain words carry, and they have all of these things that are attached to them. So you hear a word and you don't think about that word in other ways other than our society has made that word. It stamps you as a certain thing. So it's good to find a bunch of different words when you're trying to describe something.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
You know, even in conversation, it's hard to pay attention to the context instead of the word itself sometimes when certain words come up that trigger things.
I saw that a million times when I would talk to people in day-to-day life, like my parents or my ex-partner, especially she had, like growing up, she had parents who didn't validate any of her successes or anything. So when I would just explain things to her that were unrelated to her life at all. And I would just come to a few words to explain something, and she would start attacking me. She would get so triggered as if I was talking about her just because I used a particular word that was like, a flashback from Vietnam like 10 years ago. And I was like, but yeah, honey, I'm not describing you, and it's not rational. It's not from the mind. It's just emotional hook and then you can't talk anymore, and then the whole conversation just goes.
She took it personally. she felt like you were describing her. So it was triggering something in her.
Mm.
I think that happens with all of us to a degree. We've got which is good about the human design and any of these avenues, to learn more about ourselves, because we're all, I think, I know me personally, I'm still walking around with a bag of words, you know, or things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's something that I can be sensitive to when something in the environment kind of touches on that.
Mm-hmm.
Something else that I learned was one of the open centers that I have, and on the emotional side is what sort of causes me. And I don't know if you were on the call. I think this was maybe a Q&A a few weeks ago, Jolene.
Mm-hmm.
But Dennis mentioned once he got home, he kind of had absorbed these different energies of some of the people he walked by, and
Mm-hmm.
picked up on. And I know this as a projector, you probably may feel that, but it explained to me why sometimes, even without being physically exerted, I can be worn out from being in a certain environment, or or passing, and sometimes very quickly can pick up on the energy and the feeling and the emotion, or the intensity of others, even if I'm not closely connected with them. And will carry that. I'll have that with me unless I do something physically to shake that off, like Dennis was describing.
Mm-hmm.
I think Karen and I both feel it, and we've started doing something differently. When we go out, we'll be done with either grocery shopping, or either going out and being somewhere in public, or having fun, or whatever, or going out to eat. But we make one more interim stop before we get home, and it doesn't have to be much of anything. Just stopping somewhere else, totally unplanned, and stepping out of the truck and kind of shaking something off before we come right back into our home together.
That's a great idea. That way you're not dragging that back directly into your personal space.
Yeah, that has helped us.
Lot.
Yeah,
It has. It's
gonna
made a
start
big
trying
difference
Great.
to not. We realized that we were going and doing stuff, and we would start feeling worn out and like stress. It's like, oh, we just have to go home. But we would get home and just unpack it here. And then it's like, what are you going to do? You know, then it's like, oh man, you know, coming home was not a relief. It was not our haven, because we had brought it home. So we'll stop somewhere else. It doesn't matter if, you know, take a walk or just, you know, do anything, even if it's just for a few minutes, and then come home. And then it's like, you know, then it's just like, it's, home feels safe and relaxed.
That's a good idea. Wow.
Yeah. It came from a few weeks ago. We went out somewhere and had a great time. It was a wonderful time.
Yeah.
But we got home and we were both like, you know, kind of at each other a little bit. And there was absolutely no reason for it. And it took about 2 days. And we finally talked about it and realized we had brought just a bunch of other energies here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah, that our plan has been working real well now to make that stop and shake it off, so to speak. Leave it somewhere else.
that's a very subtle shift, a very small thing to do, and it has made such a big difference in, just not getting in those little fusses that are so frustrating, in a
Mhm.
relationship. I mean, David and I have been together for nearly 40 years.
Yeah, same
So
here with my husband.
really? Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Like
gonna
since you were,
Yeah, 39 years in actually this month, December on the 15th. So we're
wow.
right there too.
Oh,
So since you were
congratulations.
teenagers?
No, we got married when we were 24, 23, 24.
Okay.
All right.
We were 20 and 21, but
Yeah.
we had been together since we were 16 and 17.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. Yeah.
And
That's amazing.
I do it just by myself as well. I didn't mention this, but when I had breakfast with Andrew Friday,
Uh-huh.
I stopped somewhere else and walked around a minute on my way home from meeting him.
Okay.
So that business and customers and everything he's got going on and stuff we talked about, it just, just diffuse that. It just 15 minutes, another 15-minute stop, and came home a bit refreshed.
That's great.
Yeah,
I know you and Andrew talk a lot. So that was a lot of talking to kind of release, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
That's
great.
such good advice. I'm going to start doing that. I have a friend, I was asking Dennis about her one time. She has every single center defined. And,
Oh,
and he had never heard of this before. When I did her chart, it's like, this explains everything. Because
wow.
it's like, and I said, what does this mean when someone's all defined? He goes, oh, wow, that's like the Titanic, an icebreaker, a freight train. And she moves around and she doesn't know where her body is. And she bumps into people and she's actually physically handicapped. She's well able. She's been an occupational therapist her whole life. But when she was in college, she dove into a swimming pool, got drunk and partying and broke her neck. And then she made a huge comeback and everything, but she is considered a quadriplegic. So she moves around really, physically. She'll bump into people, or if she's on an airplane, she'll use the seat in front of her to get up. And that person is probably like, what the hell? And then they walk and they give her a pass, but she is something else. So she's got every center defined.
Wow.
And I'll even, if we're debating about something, I'll even look at her husband, or if he's debating with her, I go, Mickey, she's all defined. You're not going to get anywhere with this. And he goes, oh, I explained to him what that was. And she's all proud of it. She goes, yeah, I'm all defined. So it's, and I spent
that was
Friday and Saturday with her. We cleaned out our shed. We've been collectors of old toys and collectible art and weird things over the years, and we finally thought it's time to start purging the stuff that's been in the shed and just kind of refresh the energy and whatnot. And it's a never-ending process, of course. But we went to a thieves market yesterday and had to get up at 4 a.m., which is not my time of day at all. So it was a real struggle for me. But we went and we sold a bunch of stuff and did pretty good and everything. But I spent the whole day with her, and by the end of the day, she was annoying me so much. I finally snapped back, and she's like, I'm not saying this. I'm not. She's still defending her point. And I'm like, yes, I know. Okay. Yes. I'm just trying to be like, I'm not going to argue with you. Quit trying to poke my buttons. But I should have stopped on the way home to shake that off and, get a little thing. So that's really good advice. I'm going to start using that more often. Coming up
We
with
ran
it.
across it by accident.
What's that?
I said we came across that by accident, but yes, it has helped.
And really helpful.
Maybe that's neither of us drink or anything, so maybe you hear about someone like stopping by the bar on the way home or something. Maybe that's part of part of that allure.
Yeah, they say take the edge off.
Yeah.
That maybe it's just the stop on the way
Mhm.
home,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
less the alcohol. Like it helps despite the alcohol, you know.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
it's just like fresh air, which I used to say I'm going out for some fresh air, and then I would smoke. So, but Friday was 60 days. It's probably been closer to 75 or 80 days for Karen, but we haven't had a cigarette. And we step out and now and just breathe and take an oxygen break.
Well, that's great. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's huge. I know how hard it is. I have a lot of friends that are, you know, chain smokers. My neighbor across the street, he's 70, but he seems like he's 150.
Oh
Just
my God.
because he's hooked on oxycodone. He smokes pot chronically. He's a chain smoker. He drinks like a fish. He used to drink 24 beers every day. He's so, you know, his health is obviously faltering now, but he's amazing how we had him when we first moved into this house 12 years ago. He had gotten a 3 to 5 year prognosis of survival because he was so sick. And here he is still going to the day. So I'm like,
Wow.
well, it's doing something for you, but it's not really quality of life.
Yeah. Wow. I honestly, I feel like that's where I was headed, because I started having back problems in my 20s,
Mhm.
and I was on pain pills for like 15 years.
That's what
And
he's been
and
forever.
I smoked pot and I smoked cigarettes, and you know, it was I honestly, I was headed down that same road,
Mhm.
and one by one they have all fallen away.
Oh, that's
And
good. That's
and
hard.
it's I so identified with that, you know. It's like, you know, I'm David and I have talked about this. You know, we started smoking as teenagers, and we were like outsiders. You know, that was our, you know, that was our thing. You know, we were,
Right.
but you know, after a while, it's just like putting a blanket on everything.
Mhm.
I feel like I put a blanket on everything for so many years, didn't deal with it, and once that was gone, it's like everything was kind of raw.
Mhm.
And it had to start actually dealing with the stuff that I'd been covering
Feeling.
up. Yeah, I had to actually just start feeling it and then deal with it, learn how to handle it and heal it. So
Oh, that's great. That's huge.
I'm so grateful for all the progress, and this is in no small part to Dennis and his guidance.
Oh yeah. So
Mhm.
inspirational.
Yeah, and just
He's always right here, like I'm eating this string cheese. He wouldn't
Yeah.
have right now. It's mucus, but it's so delicious.
I know.
I don't want to
but
be
you
the
really-
devil on people's shoulders.
You're
Come
a
on.
good motivator. You're a good motivator. Inspirational.
Well, can I show you something that I'm doing now, which is so much better. I want to show you what I'm doing.
Oh wow, y'all.
Da, da, da. Sprouts.
Oh wow, nice.
Sprouts.
Nice.
So these are tiny pea shoots. They just popped their little heads out of the dirt yesterday.
Um,
And I'll show you the ones I've been eating this week. Bye bye.
beautiful. What
Aren't
type
they
are they?
beautiful?
What
Those,
kind
they're
of
those
so
also
yummy.
peas?
Pea shoots, yeah.
Just
They're
peas.
so yeah.
Wow, I can taste them through the screen.
Oh, they're so
Oh,
good.
they're
So
fantastic.
you just
Mm.
get dried peas, and I put them in a cup of water for like a couple of hours and drain them, and then just put them on some dirt, put just a little bit of dirt over them, and I put
Wow.
something over them in the dark for like till they start just popping up, so you
Huh?
can just see them all a little white, like these were just little white little knuckles over the dirt
Ugh.
last night. And I took the lid off and put the light on them, and boom, here they are coming. And they'll be as tall as those other ones in like 5 days.
Wow.
And
They're beautiful.
they're so good. I eat them just with salads, or it's like I'm just constantly eating them, and I can feel the energy from those little, because I mean, you think those little tiny shoots, they'll grow into an entire pea plant and grow fruit. So all the energy that would grow an entire plant and a bunch of other peas is in that little shoot. And I'm eating that, and it's like, wow, I feel like Super Mario. I like grow 2 sizes. Bah, 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 you know, I just feel the energy when I eat them, and it's, gosh, you know, chicken wings are mighty good. I used to love buffalo chicken wings, but those sure make me feel better than eating wings.
Quite a contrast.
Yeah, I was a junk food junkie for many years, and my health paid the price, but I'm doing better. I'm still in transition, but I'm doing so much better, and the pea shoots for the last 2 weeks just been spectacular. I highly recommend any sprouts you can grow. It's worth the little bit of time and a little bit of space that you put into it. It's so worth it.
I kill everything I look at. My dad's got a he does huge gardens and everything, and I did not inherit that.
I love to grow stuff. It's more experimental, and you know, the stuff that works, but not everything works. But I experiment a lot. But these, man, it's like I can't wait till I can eat more.
Whatever you want to grow, you can use electroculture, which is a new thing, but an old thing. You basically take copper wire and you string them 2 together like this.
Okay.
So this is already together. So this one is already
twisted.
Yeah. You take 2, and let's say, well, let's see, I got a lot of it. So you take a regular one, you fold it over like this, so Dave can help you with this. You fold it over. Of course, it's going to be straight, right? And then this part, you can, what I used to do is this. So on a pencil, and then on the other side, you take pliers and connect the 2.
Whoa.
So like that, wait. So like this, so with one hand, you're gonna hold, and then with the other, you're just gonna twist and twist and twist and twist and twist, right? Until it becomes like the other one. And then you just take the twisted one and you poke it into the dirt. And the upper part, you can either twist open so it has 2 ends, or you can just leave it like that. And then what you can do is cut, let's say you cut this part, and then you cut this part, and this part, and this part, and you plug it into the dirt of whatever it is you're growing. So Jody, I don't know if you're growing anything, and there's different sizes of copper wire depending on what you want to use. If you want to use it in the garden to grow a fruit tree, then you get something that ends up being like much thicker copper wire. And the higher up you get, the more like in the ethers you get. And this basically pulls electromagnetic energy from the atmosphere and goes down and transmits it into the roots of the plant. I've seen images of people using this electroculture. And let's say supermarket zucchini is like this. These people were walking with zucchinis, which were like backpack sized, which it's a secret. Of course, if everybody knew that they could grow watermelons twice the size, onions like this, and zucchinis like that, like nobody would buy anything. They would just get one little garden that would grow huge stuff. Like, so that's something you can try. And I want to just interject about a few things that you told about the stopping on the way home. So immediately a few things. I think if I had like a better understanding of this through my last relationship when I was back in Sweden, I would give myself an easier time, and I would given her an easier time, because she's also a projector with 6 open centers. I'm a projector with 7 open centers. Almost every single time we would fight, it was because, let's say, she just came back from work and didn't discharge anything, and I was outside and didn't discharge anything. And then it would go on and on and on, and we didn't know why. And then the second thing, yesterday I'm doing this big course about all the gates, all the lines, all the gene keys. It's going to be ridiculous. I just want to finish it, how long it is. But I was on a gate in gene keys that basically speaks about addiction. And it speaks about addiction in a way that the only way to get out of addiction is if you can recognize a pause between 2 things and breathe between these 2 things. So and that's exactly what you guys are doing. So instead of being like addicted to something, you just recognize that there is space between these 2 things, and you take a little break between these 2 things, and then you break the addiction. So in a big way, it can mean like you guys, you go somewhere, and before you go home, you take a little break. But on a small scale, it could be like between 2 things, between 2 breaths, it's like on a personal, a day-to-day thing, is just taking 1 breath. And it says that humans we can't stand this pause, because it's a void, it's an emptiness, you don't know what's next. But because you allow the silence, from the silence new music comes, from the silence new thoughts come. And I did this today. I was like, okay, I guess this whole day today, that's why I said, Dave, I'm okay now, because the whole day today was kind of like a big pause for me, not knowing where I am, what is going on. I've slept too much. I'm fasting currently. So something is happening. A big void is happening. And I was just like, okay, you read about this yesterday. Just allow. It's uncomfortable. You have no idea what's going to happen. Just breathe, be in the sun. There's people waiting for you at 7 p.m. Until then, God knows what's going to happen. But at 7 p.m., you're going to sit down and it's all going to be fine. And it was fine. Like, so yeah, this is all my.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have you guys heard of Deepak Chopra? I went to see him live one time and talk, and he lost his place in his notes. And I don't know if he did this on purpose or if he really did lose his way, but there was a huge silence for a very uncomfortable amount of time. And when he came back and regrouped and found his way, he used that as a lesson to teach people, why do we all of a sudden get uncomfortable in that? And especially as a big group and you've got one presenter, and then you feel awkward for him and you feel sorry for him, and you're like, oh no, I've got to get it together. And he's got to fill that space, ABC, and he kind of explained, he addressed that silence in the room and the discomfort that everybody felt it collectively at the same time. So if something like that happens, you just need to just kind of breathe and say, this is just what's happening. He'll get back on track, not get that anxiety going. And I learned some of that too. Have you heard of Toastmasters? I remember, Dennis, you laughed about that once when I said I took Toastmasters. And we learned a lot about not worrying about if the person up there on stage is faltering or whatever. Would just hold space for him and not try and fill in the blanks or anything. Just allow things to be calm and be awkward if they need to be. I think our society just shuts that down because it's looked at as a weakness.
We got to fill everything with content. It's got to be, what's the next, scroll, what's the next. But this silence is actually pregnancy to what is coming next. Like, like the Tao, you have to squeeze everything out so you can take another inhale. You have to exhale fully so you can take another inhale. So that's the point where you've exhaled everything, but not quite inhaled yet. It's the exhale pause at the bottom that we practice. Sometimes it depends. Like, for example, you guys, KC, DC, once you've emptied everything from your house, it's uncomfortable, it's empty, it's cold, there's nothing there until you start buying new things, until you start inviting people over, or when you move to another place. So, and this emptiness is the thing that the whole humanity can't get over. If we got over it, we would move on in life. Like you guys, probably it was scary, but once you accept it, then the new thing comes in. But we got to be in the mind. What's next? What's next? You don't know what's next. Wait, it will come.
Yes, the void. You're exactly right. It's always got to fill the void, and I think that's like David and I've talked about. That's what smoking was for us. You know, in between two things, there was, you go have a smoke, and then you figure out the next thing. Well, we could figure out the next thing without putting toxins in our bodies. Embracing the void is a great part of the talks and the meditations we've done with you, where you talk about embracing the void. That you got to let go of that rung. You can't hold on to one rung and reach the next one. You gotta swing. You gotta let go, and the next rung appears. I have that image in my mind when I'm transitioning. Like that will come back to mind. It's like I don't want to let go of that rung before I just want to hold on to that and reach out, but that's not how it works. So yeah, thank you so much for that.
A guy that I'm following on Instagram that basically he followed me three years ago, and I saw on his page my first human design chart ever. So he was the catalyst in a way, totally unintentionally. And he says something that I agree is, you have to die to live eternally. And that's because that's basically, if you don't allow yourself these unknown stages, these voids, you're not going to take the next step in life. And if you don't take the next step in life, you're going to stay stuck. And when we stay stuck, that's when we start dying. So that's like, you can either choose not to die, the small void, death, unknown, what is happening, and then stay in the known for years and years and years while your body just goes wah, wah, wah. Or you can die every day. And this happens now. I feel like every single conversation I have, like this one, every single session like I have like you and me, Dave, or a podcast with somebody that like, it's like a little death. It's like you connect with people, you gain new stuff, but in order to gain this new stuff, a lot of this stuff has to go. And then I wake up in the morning and I'm like, okay, wow, I had this conversation yesterday. It totally annihilated a piece of me, but totally gave me something else. And it's such a and then I'm a 5-1. It's such a transpersonal thing. It's like consciousness is shared, our mind is shared in the ether. Like we own nothing. Basically, we borrowed these bodies, we borrow each other's thoughts to like, you got your consciousness from your mom and dad, like when they gave birth to you, and they're holding you and looking at you in your eyes. They're giving you their light, and then you come online and you talk to other people. We're talking right now, we're enlightening each other. And for me, it's so scary, this notion of sharing my consciousness, but because you lose yourself, you gain yourself, you lose yourself. Every single day it's like a new blank slate. And it's scary, but then on the other side, you got support. You got like a support group that when you were in darkness, you got these 3-4 people on a call that just that give you
yeah. That's I think that's beautiful the way you put that.
Yeah, we own nothing. We only have what we share with each other. In some ways, you only have what you give away.
Oh, that's beautiful too.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah, go on,
You
go
only
on, go on.
I love that. You only have what you give away. I love that.
Because only what is shared is witnessed by somebody else. Like, what is your life if you're on a mountain? Like, if you don't.
Yeah, is it even real if it's not seen or heard or experienced through each other? There's a song. There's some lyrics in here somewhere.
Mm-hmm. I'm recording this, so do I have your permission to put it up as just an audio? I can use your names
Absolutely.
or you
Yeah.
don't. Yeah,
Certainly.
cool. So then
Yeah.
I'll send you guys the link. So Dave, you can use it for lyrics, like you said.
Yeah.
Can be made into a song or something.
All right.
We don't have to end anything. I'm just saying.
I actually have something I have to take care of, so I am going to have to scoot out of here.
All right.
And I have enjoyed this so much, and thank you so much for getting this group together. I think it's been a really good talk today, and it's been an absolute pleasure to meet you, Jolene. It's so nice to see you.
Thank you. Same.
In your space, and yeah, I would love for us to talk more. So
Yeah, that would be great.
I think we have a lot in common. So
That's for sure.
and also some very differences as well. So it'd be cool to learn more about one another. So super excited to meet you, and very grateful again, Dennis. So thank y'all so much, and I'm gonna scoot out and get a couple of things done for the rest of the day.
Yep.
My love and blessings to you, all of you. Thank you.
Okay, you too. Well, it seems like a good time for me to maybe bow out too. It was a wonderful session. Thank you so much for hosting, as usual. Really enjoying these get-togethers. So you guys have a
I am
wonderful.
as well.
No,
Great
we
to
can
talk
end
with
it.
you again, Julianne.
Yeah, and hope to see you on the movement classes this week and for sure next Sunday. So
All right.
all right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Peace, guys. We're gonna end it.
Dennis,
Or do you have anything you want to talk about
Just-
more?
just going to tell you to enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope that all is well. I know that the fasting and some of the things you do to both cleanse and challenge yourself in various ways are just that, challenge sometimes. But yeah, it's great what you share with all of us and giving us the opportunity to come together in this forum and share as well. So thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
All right, buddy.
Peace, health, and abundance. Welcome to the channel. Subscribe, like, leave a comment below, ask a question, or share your story. Check out my audio courses: Human Design Basics, Intermediate and Advanced, Human Design Projector Masterclass, and Elemental Balancing course. You can listen to the first lesson of each course for free. Once purchased, stream as much as you like and learn at your own pace. Check out the testimonials from happy students. Join the League of Wanderers community. You can join on the weekly community and support calls. You can book one-on-one personal human design reading and coaching calls with me. You can join us on the Insight Timer app for stress release movement classes and Q&A sessions. There is a newsletter you can sign up for, and there are my free ebooks to download. My merch web shop is available if you would like to get my original artwork and designs printed on a variety of high-quality products. You can also contact me for commissions and graphic design work. Last but not least, you can follow me on Instagram. All the mentioned services and offerings can be found on icreatelines.com, and also check out the description of the video for more details. If you have any questions of any kind, if you would like to collaborate, if you want to come on a podcast, or you have suggestions and feedback, don't hesitate to contact me. I wish everyone peace, health, and abundance.